Namaste, good morning, adavars, vanakkam, bole sonehal, yo bole sonehal, sat shri akal, sat shri akal, sat shri akal. I continue to be here in Bagdo. This is the residential part of the village. We had our last session in the wild part of uh, the village. Uh, so the last session we had, we witnessed the dance of Purush and Prakriti. Here today we are witnessing another aspect of Prakriti, the aspect of Vaishwanar, Ranya Purusham. Beautiful rainfall and fall in temperature. It's beautiful time, beautiful scenario, and we continue from the last session. Gang, lang, gang, yang, ang, om. Gang, lang, gang, yang, hang, om. Last sloka we did was Indrani paranya Purendrebhya paramana Manatastu parabuddhi Buddhiryo paramsa Evam buddhi param buddhva Sansthabhyatmanam atmana Jahi shatru mahabahu Kamarupam durasadam. Here continuing with the Sankhya school of philosophy and the amalgamating yoga principles. It says that the body is controlled by sensory motor organs, and the sensory motor organs are controlled by mind, and mind can be controlled by disciplined intellect. But that ultimate truth, the essence of which lies within, is beyond intellect. Yet, through intellect and transcending intellect, one is to realize it. And O man of strong arms, even if you are very healthy, very strong, very muscular, kind of Hulk, yet the desires, the lust, the available sources of pleasures and pains will continue to cloud the truth from you. And therefore, transcending the intellect, yet through intellect, realize that truth by clearing it. It is not elsewhere, it is not something to be invented, not something to be hankered after, not something to be run after. It is there within, only that it has to be cleansed and realized. That realization is beyond reason, beyond intellect. Those who realize it cannot spell it out what it feels like. It is just bliss that comes very close to that kind of status. Once when you transcend the mind, when you transcend your karma, when you transcend from your uniqueness and amalgamate into the creation as one, the scriptures tell us that this can be achieved not only through some hard work. Discipline is only to create a receptacle worthy of that light. But it can be attained through four ways. A, it may be just by luck. You step into that combination of the dimensions where the realization dawns upon us, which is very rare. The other is you need a master to lead you to a point whereafter it will dawn upon you. It may also happen by birth. You bring your prarabdha, your state of development in the last birth, and at the time of birth, when child is born, it is that child actually faces the fear of death which the child carries throughout the life. It is the victory cry that we say, cry of life. When a baby is born, it cries. The first cry is called the cry of life. And it is a victory cry that the child has overcome the death and the fear of death, that struggle against the death. So it can be by birth. And the fourth thing which it has been said is through aushadhi. The aushadhi literally means some medicine. It can be from certain food or some kind of medicine available which we have yet to discover. Because let us understand that the state of divinity we all touch at some moment every day. But it has to be samyak. Samyak samadhi. 2 words. Samyak, an equanimity which prevails consistently and continuously. And samadhi, where the intellect, the consciousness is all settled into an equanimity. So, a continuous samadhi is to be attained, which many hallucinating drugs today give a false experience to some of their users. Many so-called aghori sadhus some sects of Indian sannyasis, they indulge in intoxication, in taking intoxicating things, bhang, cannabis and its derivatives, but it only gives a temporary experience and it is not a conscious experience. It is basically an elevation of consciousness. To that level, one has to be conscious of the experience of the ultimate truth. An unconscious experience will only give you craving, will bind you more, will give you bondage, and it cannot be called liberation in any way. So, here they say the lust, the desires are clouding that ultimate truth with falsehood, which needs to be wiped out. And how? You have to transcend through intellect, control your mind, through mind your sensory motor organs, make your body worthy receptacle of the ultimate light. And once it dawns, once the dawn of ultimate truth opens up, you should be ready with your conscious mind to hook into it, to sustain that. And then the ultimate bliss will come. Those who have experienced have said that there are no words to express that experience. Yet it can be counted close to Satchit Anand, that is, where the consciousness is in true bliss. That they say comes close to that, describing that state. There is always a blissful mind, happy mind in all circumstances, an equanimity, a confidence that we are part of a bigger whole and whatever is happening is just like we are breathing, we are eating, the food is being digested. We make no effort for that. Only when things go wrong, we make an effort to go to a doctor. We procure medicine. We try to take rest. But in everyday course, we are not even conscious of breathing. The prana is going in, apan, prana, vayu is happening. But we are not conscious. We are seeing many things of which we are not conscious. Many things pass by, and if you are asked, you may not even be able to recount of having seen on your pathway to your office, on your pathway back to home. When you are going to meet your beloved, you are so concentrated. What happened on the way, you are not even aware. The consciousness is gone. So one has to be completely conscious in samadhi. It is like sleeping with conscious on. One is conscious of even sleep. That is sushupti. That has been called sushupti. So that is the pathway to live. Chetsu api duracharo bhajate mam nanyamakam sadhu reva mantavyam samyak hi vivastiti so samyak hi vivasti so sa sorry. Now here Lord says it's a wonderful slok, and it on the face of it appears quite contradictory, like the another shloka which is quite contradictory in the times that Gita was Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Prapadya Mam Ekam Braja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshishyami Ma Shucha. Now here Lord says, do away with all the duties, all the dharmas, which many modern day Sanatanists, they claim that Lord says that you forget about your religion, come to me. It is not religion. Again, I'll reiterate, in the times of Gita, one must be conscious what the word dharma means. The words must be interpreted in the perspective of their times and their connotations of those times in which they were woven. Here says, whatever your jobs, whatever your duties, do them. But as we said, karam phal tyaga chad dhyanat karam phal tyaga chantiranantaram. So when the document, the books are to be read as a whole and not picking up some things, because then they will destroy their continuous meaning. Things and parts will not get in a flow. They will be islands, unjoined and confusing. So here God says, you parityajya sarva dharma, whatever your duties, whatever karmas you are doing, that just renounce their fruits. Do it just as if they are being done. You are not doing. Just be witness to what you are doing. And then come to me. Surrender unto me. And I will cleanse you completely of all your whatever is distracting you. And there is nothing to think about it. Now here, Chetsu api duracharo, the first sloka we said, he says, even if a person is in the entire society says that this person is bad of character or not a good person, is not doing things right, is bad, doing things bad. But if that person is completely surrendered unto me, does not hook herself or himself to what he is doing, then that person is to be considered as a gentleman, a saintly person. If he is continuously, consistently stationed in complete, absolute surrender to me. Now, most of the attained souls in their earlier lives were frowned upon by the societies. Jesus was actually placed on cross. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was shunned by his elders. His elders admonished him for being of no good work. So were other beings. Lord Krishna himself was tied by his mother. The idea here is that those who have surrendered unto him, they may apparently be not conforming to the rules of the society. What a society calls a good citizen, a nice man, a person who has surrendered herself or himself to the divine, will be kind of bohemian, because that person is above. He has seen, she has, or he has seen, the person has seen the inanity of Prakriti. Without Purusha, the Prakriti is nothing. The five elements. When Kalidasa was asked by the princess, showing five elements, Kalidas, who at that time was not learned person, was told to be quiet and reply in gestures. So the princess showed her five fingers, but he interpreted it as a slap. So he showed a punch, but the princess interpreted it that when the five elements in their right proportions are bound by Atma, the creation, the Purusha pervades, puts them together, and the creation is generated. So, the realized ones, they have seen through the ephemeral nature of the Prakriti, of the society, the inanity of the society itself, the rules, rituals, they are only pathway. They have already attained their objective, their destination. Pathway holds nothing for them, and therefore they may appear as asocial people, as people of character not to be followed, someone bohemian, or maybe to the extent of being called insane or crazy, because they don't have any rules. Like the niche said, the man with capital M is beyond rules. So, and there is another shloka, and we will close today's session with that, which in Gita also Lord has said. The attained soul says, Yavan artham udpane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. Just like a person who is master of water, lord of waters, for him additional water is of no value. A person who's surrounded by lakes, if somebody offers that I will water your lands, for that person it is not required. Similarly, it has no value for him. The person shall not have any value for those. Water. He is already surrounded by water. Similarly, those who have attained the universal truth, the primordial energy, the ultimate Purusha, they have realized, witnessed that ultimate effulgence of Hanya Purusha. For them, any Vedas, any education, any knowledge, actually Vedas also have a part which is called Brahmanas, where the nature of Brahma is discussed. So that Brahmanas also, which are the treatise on the nature of Brahma, the one who created the Hiranyapurusha, even those things, not the Vedas, the Shrutis, the Smritis, the Brahmanas, the Aranakyas, nothing that is Vijanata. He knows all of them, they hold no meaning for him. That even Gita says so. But then one has to attain that. How one has to attain is the way Gita tells. A. Control your sensory motor, lusts, desires. Control your mind. Transcend your intellect. Realize the ultimate. So, tomorrow we shall see the way forward, and we will just quote the shloka for tomorrow and start from there. Labhante nara nirvana brahma amrishaya क्षीण किल्मषः छिन्न द्वेद्धा यो यतात्मना सर्वभूतहिते रताः। ॐ तत्सद् इति निर्देशः ब्रह्मणस्त्रिविधः स्मृताः ब्राह्मणास्तेनपि वेदाश्च यज्ञाश्च विहिताः पुराः। ॐ